This is the Steve Gruber Show.
Well, it certainly is. Fighting for you from the Foxhole of Freedom every single day. Who do you want in your foxhole? This is a question you have to answer because, look, it's not getting any easier from here. Oh, no, the opposition is agitated. Kinetic, actually. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, another curveball for Republicans in their goal of holding on to the United States Senate. Maine's Governor Janet Mills has announced that she's joining the race to attack Senator Susan Collins and become a Democrat senator from Maine. Number two, President Trump planning to meet with China's dictator Xi Xinping. The meeting, set to happen October 31st, November 1st, will take place in South Korea. And number three, a lot of different things to work through this hour, but I want to start with something bittersweet. All right? In case you missed it yesterday, a day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk, his birthday, October the 14th. And it came with a very big honor at the White House. And if you missed it, I wanted you to see it. I did. I want you to be part of this. Charlie Kirk received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. His widow, Erica Kirk, very grateful, as you can imagine, there with the president and so many more. Listen.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Charles James Kirk. Accepting on behalf of Charlie is his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk was one of the most influential American political figures of his generation. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA and grew it into the largest conservative youth organization in the nation. For over a decade, he tirelessly traveled the country, leading a movement to restore respect for our founding principles, reawaken our national identity, and inspire a renewed spirit of religious devotion. He was one of the great debaters and communicators of his time. Despite receiving repeated threats, he remained undeterred and modeled courage, logic, humor, and grace to the next generation. On September 10th, 2025, at age 31, Charlie Kirk was assassinated while addressing a group of students. The United States honors him as a martyr for truth and freedom.
Truth and freedom. President Trump took a moment to talk about Charlie as well. Here's part of what he said yesterday at the White House. Listen.
1 month after Charlie's death, we still feel the terrible shock and the pain of his loss like just about nobody I can think of. Charlie Kirk was one of a kind. He was unstoppable. And he really was. Boy, when he had an idea in his head, he would call me, "Sir, please, you haven't done it yet." I said, "Charlie, relax. Just relax." He didn't relax. He'd call me the next day again. It got it done. But he was like indomitable and always will be. He's really irreplaceable. Nobody going to replace him. But they're going to do great. But you can't replace that kind of person and that kind of talent, frankly. The word talent is an important word, but that kind of talent. So we hold his memory in our hearts forever. Every single day of this administration, we will continue to carry out the mission for which he lived, and he really did. He lived for this country. He lived for his wife and his family, but he lived for this country, too. In Charlie's honor, we will continue like we have been to fight, 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 and to win, win, win. We're going to win so much.
What an honor. What an honor. He can't be replaced. But it doesn't mean we can't work in the same efforts to save this country. You and I. We can do things to honor this country in the memory of Charlie Kirk. I believe that. What a horrible thing. Haven't heard much about it, have you? Voluminous amounts of evidence. Voluminous amounts. And for anybody who says, well, you know, they're not showing us anything. Of course they're not showing you anything. It's a death penalty case. In Utah, and it's probably the same everywhere that has the death penalty. In Utah, though, there will be 12 jurors who will decide whether or not the death penalty goes through if they get to that point in the trial, if there's not a plea deal. All right? In order to get the death penalty in Utah, you have to have 12 for 12. No deviation. If one juror says no death penalty, there's no death penalty. All 12 have to agree, and that's why the evidence is being so closely guarded. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a prosecution. It's what has to happen. It's how it has to be played. And no, because you're curious or you're a podcaster doesn't mean you're entitled to see the videos and the evidence. It's not how it works. All right? So wake up. I want to shift now to the government shutdown. Ongoing, what will be day 13, 14, 15, something like that. And the damage that it is doing. Georgia farmers speak for farmers nationwide. They're calling on the 2 Democrat senators in their state to vote to open the government. It takes 60 senators, including 7 Democrats, to reopen the government. Farmers in Georgia are demanding it. Listen.
I'm Clay McKinnon. I'm a South Georgia farmer.
Hey, I'm James Corbett from Corbett Farms.
Hello, my name is Chan Grantham.
I'm John Smith. I'm from Broxton, Georgia. I'm a multi-generational farmer.
My name's Tyler Dean. I'm a multi-generational farmer from Broxton, Georgia, South Georgia.
This is Robert Dickey, peach grower here in middle Georgia.
We're in pretty desperate times right now. We got devastated by Hurricane Helene last year.
We suffered about $3 million in infrastructure and crop damage.
Had a bad year this year.
This is harvest season. We need to be planning for next year.
We've got a bunch of promises, but no money.
You know, our equipment cost is up, fertilizer, seed, everything is up by the price of our commodities. We're asking our elected officials to just please come together.
I'm asking y'all to come together.
And I'm just asking that our elected officials, come together.
We need our elected officials to try to get together to open up the government.
I'm asking y'all to please pass the Clean Continuing Resolution Bill.
Farmers desperately need our government open.
Because the USDA is essential, very essential for agriculture.
Because USDA is essential to our operations, everyday farming and agriculture.
The USDA is essential to what we have going.
You get it. The farmers want action. So does Donald Trump. Hear his comments yesterday on the shutdown. Listen.
Democrats are getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we were opposed to. So we're being able, and they're never going to come back in many cases. So we're being able to do things that we were unable to do before. So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen, and now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back. The Democrats are getting killed. And we're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist, semi-communist, probably not full communist, we're saving that for New York, but semi-communist programs, and we're closing them up. We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So the Democrats are getting killed, but they're not telling the people about that. I say it, I haven't said it probably as bluntly as I just said it, but so we are closing up Democrat programs that we think that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
Never going to open again. We'll see how this plays out. A lot of finger pointing. But farmers, government workers, they need relief. 2 weeks on. It's the Steve Gruber Show.